welcome back to Gale Force Winds, and here we are right at the Energy NL trade show. I tell you, there's a lot of cool things happening in and around this sector right now in Newfoundland. This podcast is brought to you by EverWind Fuels, and I want to tell you, they're a great group to work with. So Bruce, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm Bruce Woolridge. I'm originally from Boltwood, but spent a lot of time growing up in Greenspan, Bonavista Bay, and raised my family in the Goulds.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, you were telling me earlier before we came on the show a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about that career.
Well, currently I'm the health and safety manager at the Point Tupper terminal.
Yeah.
Been there for 15 years, and been this 44 years now in the oil and gas industry. I started going to sea with the Gulf Oil and as a messman, and worked my way up to chief officer on tankers. And in the late 80s, I made a career transition, got into business for myself, started an industrial cleaning waste management company, was involved with the Crosby family up until 97, and then I, with the merging, with Hibernia coming on stream and with an Ed terminal, I started a petroleum inspection business.
Right.
Operated that until 2008. Simultaneous with that, I was also an instructor at the Offshore Safety and Survival Center. So.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You've had quite a career, starting off in the mess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean, my first trip on going to sea was doing the lightering of the Kurdistan wreck.
Is that right?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
It's been a fun ride.
I bet it has. I bet it has. Bruce, tell me now, renewable energy really getting active here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm excited about it. I mean, I've been, when Mr. Vici, Trent, when he, I guess, bought the terminal, and him and I mean, we hit it off from day one. And speaking to me, I mean, I got a distinct Newfoundland accent, and he picked up on that, and he's I've accompanied him on every trip we've made to Newfoundland. I guess I've been an advisor for our project here in Newfoundland, and a big proponent. So it's and just helping him guide through the Newfoundland, I guess.
The complexities of Newfoundland and Labrador.
That's it. I mean, it's. I mean, the big thing is, I mean, it's. Got them on the road down on the Burin Peninsula,
right.
Getting around, talking to the community leaders, talking to the people down there. I mean, it's. If you don't get the support of the people, and that's the most important.
Yeah.
I mean, is to get their buy-in. I mean, we're going in their backyard. We want to be, conscious to. This is it. We're in other people's yards.
Yeah.
We want to do this right and such. So I mean, it's a slow, cautious approach, and that's worked out well for us. I mean, we've done 30 consultations down there in the communities. I mean, it's phenomenal the support that we're getting down on the Burin Peninsula, and by far it's the best location. I mean, here in Newfoundland for a project such as EverWind.
Right. You can't put a value on local knowledge like you bring to the table, right? And that, and specifically around community engagement. And it seems like you're really, really leaning into that piece. That's a great way to put it. You're in somebody else's backyard here.
Yeah. No, and it's, I know, with family connections down on the Burin Peninsula and such. I mean, it's, just going down there, and you just meeting people or reacquainting yourself with people, and and again, everybody's excited about it. I mean, it's I've seen the ups and downs of the Burin Peninsula. I mean, I've done business down there over the years. I've seen the best of times, and I've also seen some of the worst of times down there. I mean, Burin Peninsula was king. It was the economic driver of Newfoundland with all the big fish plants over the years, and we all know where that was. And I mean, and in the shipyard over the years, and the Cowhead facility. I mean, ups and downs, but I mean, there's been nothing sustaining. And while we're open, this is not going to be a flash in the pan. This is going to be long-term, sustainable, industry for the Burin Peninsula. So that's
because the wind's not going anywhere.
The wind's not going anywhere. I mean, it's. There's a reason why there's no trees growing on the Burin Peninsula.
But this is a level of opportunity that's the type of opportunity that you can raise families on, right?
Yeah.
This is a long, long play here.
that is, one of the biggest things. I mean, with our community engagement, it's, I'm fortunate to say there's not as many young people, but it's been so many mothers and grandmothers for that and saying, you're going to bring my grandchildren home to me.
Right.
And
yeah,
that's what, it's like anybody. I mean, I got children out west and such. I'd love to have an opportunity to bring them home.
Right.
That's
a powerful statement, right?
Yeah.
An ability to bring the grandkids home, right?
Yeah. I mean, thank God for Snapchat and FaceTime and things like that. But I mean, it's there's nothing more better than cuddle time, right?
No.
So and this is it. It's every mother, every grandmother, and grandfathers too. I mean, and this is it. We've exported for so many years. I mean, Alberta's built on the back of Newfoundland. I mean, Ontario. I mean, this is it. We've built every province in this country, and it's time for the
time to start building this one, right?
Time for them to come home and do, and I mean, and it's the scope and the scale of what we want to do there. It's and that's only one project. I mean, there's other projects, and together, I mean, this is it. We're building an industry. It's not one project and such.
No.
I mean, it's. I mean, the vision is, especially with Point Tupper, the infrastructure there, I mean, that'll be the hub, of this hydrogen industry that exported. I mean, and that's the thing is that Point Tupper, we're a world scale, facility that can handle the largest ships in the world. And we've got a proven track record of doing it, safely every day, which is great. And, the idea is, a lot of the smaller ports and such, you can't handle the big ships that need to go to Europe and things. Right. So it's to, Point Tupper and then other people's projects. We can consolidate, cargoes into Point Tupper and ship it economically to the rest of the world. And, and the thing is, the world is chomping. I mean, we're fortunate in Newfoundland to have abundant hydropower, and we've got more wind potential than we'll ever use. But I mean, how do we convert that wind into something that we can export, right? I mean, and this is really what we're doing. I mean, we're exporting wind,
right?
I mean, you just got to convert that wind into something that is transportable, right? And so that's the key to it. I mean, it's
and the spin-offs to it, Bruce. I mean, like all of those things that you just so eloquently described. I mean, there's jobs in turbine maintenance. There's jobs in working in the electrolyzers. There's jobs, working in the movement of hydrogen around. These are jobs that we're not even training for right now. And these are the jobs that the grandkids that you talk about are going to take. Oh. So there's opportunities for academic institutions to lean in and train these people and move that training down close to the location where it's going to be. So if you look at all of the spin-offs that this industry is providing, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, we're only on the technology. The technology is moving so fast in this space. I mean, at the moment is hydrogen and ammonia. Yeah. But there's so much more greater potential. Right. I mean, there's other, biofuels and such, or, renewable diesels, renewable jet fuels. I mean, you think about it. I mean, just jet fuel alone. I mean, we can become, the main supplier of renewable jet fuel. Right. And that, I mean, to help displace, our transportation industry. I mean, we're so reliant on it and that. So, I mean, but these technologies, I mean, got to catch up. Yeah. Right? Bruce, you've been around the block. You've seen a lot of things happen. What do you think about this one? Are you excited about this one? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I was ready for retirement last year, and, I know Mr. Beachy said, basically twisted my arm and said, I can't, we can't afford to have you retire. We want you to, to be here, and we want you to be part of this team. And, and that's good. To be part of something, and I mean, I'm dealing with a much, I'm the old guy on the team. Yeah. But it's good to have that bit of sage wisdom too at times. But it's exciting. I mean, I've never been adverse to technology and moving. I mean, I'm an oil and gas guy. I mean, so 44 years in oil and gas industry, and now I'm moving into the renewable renewable industry. So I mean, it's great to be in on that ground floor.
Right. And you can always teach somebody new skills, right? Clearly, right?
Yeah, no, that's it. It's,
yeah.
And like you said, I mean, on the education front and such, I mean, is even with our emerging offshore and such, I mean, when I was recruited by the Marine Institute, I mean, I was brought in there because I was, expertise in tanker operations. I mean,
right.
And with our, tanker fleet that, that was built up, I mean, and this is it. I was brought in to move my expertise.
Yeah.
Into that because we didn't have that industry per se, and there was a few of us that went out and worked away on the tankers and that. But I mean, it's
wow.
Put that out, and this is it. And we've got some of the best, I mean, sailors and tankermen now in the world. But 25 years ago we were just starting.
Just starting.
All right.
Well, that's a great way to put it, right? I mean, I see this right now as a great blank canvas, and you're right in the middle of this, painting this. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I want to thank you very much for coming on the show and explaining the opportunity and everything that's happening. And thank EverWind Fuels for sponsoring this incredible podcast. I can tell you, you've come a long way from being a mess man. You're leading an industry now in a part of the world that clearly you're comfortable with, and you're bringing this incredible company into that part of the world.
Yep.
Thanks very much.
And we've got a great team that's that's ever expanding, and we just want to make it bigger and better.
Now, you said to me before we started that this wasn't your sweet spot doing this kind of stuff.
No.
I'm going to say that wasn't incorrect. What a job you did. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Cheers.
Cheers.